Hey sippers, now Cardi B's sex tape situation, honey, and her relationship with Offset, it's getting so dangerous, and I think it's annoying at this point. Cardi B is an adult, Offset is an adult, but somewhat immature. I think both Cardi B and Offset is immature to begin with. Now, Cardi B mentioned that Offset, sent her sex tape to her new boyfriend, allegedly Stefan Diggs. And y'all know who Stefan Diggs is. Now, I think Cardi B is a Miss Crying Wolf because I think she is still low-key smashing Offset. That gives him the authority to say and do certain things because you're smashing the guy. And you basically confirmed and confessed that, yes, you actually went back and you had, intercourse with Offset. You left him again, and this is recently, by the way. You left him again, came on Twitter Spaces, began to speak some bunch of BS about, the divorce and him cheating. The mother of Offset robbed you cold. Him and his mom robbed you, and just a bunch of stuff. But I'm now having recollective memory of how she disrespected Nicki Minaj. And this is why you should all be careful in life because, honey, you could throw stones at a person and they'll pick it up and throw it right back at you. And that's karma. I think Cardi B's finally, receiving her karma. She, to me, has done a bunch of BS to people, tried to terminate Nicki Minaj's career, and she's a fraud. She's like an industrial plant to me. Not to mention, honey, this girl, I believe, lurks on Nicki Minaj to see what Nicki has going on. Especially that the Gag City tour was so successful, she is lurking on Nicki Minaj. Hence why Nicki went on a hiatus, and started to produce those carnival songs because she didn't want to give Cardi B a hint or clue as to what project she had upcoming. I know for certain that Nicki, though, mentioned that she has an album that is about to come out soon, but she did not give us a release date because I think she's waiting on Cardi B to drop hers so she could compete and show y'all who's the real queen. And we all know it's never going to be Cardi B. I think why Cardi B's so, scared to drop her album, Joe Budden would have said it, she's not going to sell. Cardi B is intimidated by Nicki's power and strength. And she knows if she were to drop an album, Nicki's going to do way better. So she is terrified to drop her album. She is scared of the competition because she knows the Barbs, they're super loyal and they don't play. Now, Megan Thee Stallion and this weird tequila brand that she has going on, I don't even know the name for it. I don't want to know the name for it, but I think this is all Beyonce's fault. You encouraged Megan Thee Stallion to start her own tequila brand because how did that happen in the first place? I would say the girl was always drinking. Like, she really showed y'all the love for alcohol. I'm not going to say she's an alcoholic, I don't know if she is, so I'm not going to confirm that she's an alcoholic, but I know for certain she mentioned, she was depressed and she was drinking a lot of alcohol. And then Beyonce is going to influence this girl, make sure when I see you, you have your own alcohol brand. It is so lame, such a low blow that Beyonce is going to really advocate and really encourage a young female rapper to do something like that. I think the Carters, they're so selfish that mental health is not even important to them. I think they're using Megan Thee Stallion. And I've heard crazy rumors that Megan and the Carters, they get down and that they are in the same bed together. Someone said, they believe because it's Megan Thee Stallion and they can't put nothing, past her. Like, she looks like someone who would do it. Both these two women, I believe they were recruited to destroy Nicki Minaj. Because first of all, we don't even know exactly why Megan and Nicki are beefing. But I could clearly tell why Nicki has mixed feelings about Megan. She is close with the Carters. And Nicki Minaj would have implied Jay-Z has been trying to kill her career for years. Mind you, Jay-Z and Nicki Minaj, they were always close. They were always friends. And I think because Jay-Z did not get Nicki Minaj signed to Roc Nation, he sees her like $1 billion prophet who never signed with him. So he feels like, you know what, he's going to sabotage her career. And I really dislike the fact that Jay-Z thinks of himself as like the messiah for this industry. Like he could literally come in and try to tarnish someone's reputation, kill someone's career, and brag about being married to Beyonce because, oh, being married to Beyonce is somewhat going to save his career and his reputation. So a lot of people been saying, you know, Beyonce and Jay-Z, it's like a business marriage. You know, because Beyonce has this clean background and reputation, it really softens Jay-Z's image. So everybody would think that this man is innocent. Well, I beg to differ. And I do believe Nicki Minaj when she said he's an evil person. I do believe, and I do get that. I believe Jay-Z is so evil. And I think he betrayed Kanye West, hence why Kanye has been, you know, having these outbursts. Though Kanye is definitely wrong for calling his kids retarded because, you know, that's just wrong. You don't talk about people's kids in that context. First of all, you don't bring up people's kids in a negative manner. So Kanye was definitely wrong for that, but I definitely understood where Kanye West was coming from. I think he feels betrayed. The Carters, they did nothing but used him. And I think they're so shocked that Nicki Minaj, being a 42-year-old and, you know, still being relevant, is somewhat crazy to them. And mind you, the rapper Eve, female rapper Eve, she wrote a book and she really spoke about Jay-Z not believing, you know, that female rap would evolve. Because when she had put out an album during her time, he had to notify her that, hey, you know, if this album doesn't go your way, don't be shocked because female rap doesn't do well. And for him to live and see that Nicki changed that into something so successful, I think he is so intimidated by Nicki's strength. Like she really built female rap. Jay-Z is like so shocked that Nicki alone by herself did that. At one point, I don't want to be a hater, but I was so rooting for Beyonce to divorce this man, like divorcing Beyonce. You don't need no Jay-Z. I think he's so toxic and he's probably controlling Beyonce, telling her what to do. Beyonce looks so tired and stressed out. And it's always fake plastic smiles around Beyonce. Nothing seems so genuine or down to earth. And that's just my honest opinion. Beyonce doesn't look happy. Doesn't look happy to me at all. But I'm still rooting for Nicki Minaj. The divorce between, well, the almost divorce between Cardi B and Offset, it should happen. It should get done. I think Cardi B should love herself some more and stop fighting and going back and forth with Nicki Minaj. Girl, you messed up your whole career the day when you decided that you want to have beef with Nicki. Because Nicki has the largest fan base in the industry. What did you thought was going to happen? People were going to take your side? Your own husband, Offset, is calling you burnt out on the internet? You're telling people on Twitter that your kids could Google your vagina? Be for real. Where's your decorum? Write a rap. At this point, you talking about, oh, you're going to release the album. You're going to release the album. It's been 2 years. First of all, you released your first album since 2019, if I could remember correctly, based from my recollective memory. You released an album in 2018, 2019, Invasion of Privacy. And they gave you that Grammy because, first of all, you did not earn that Grammy. They gave it to you just to piss Nicki off. I don't feel bad for Cardi B. I don't feel bad for Lotto for falling off. I don't feel bad for Megan Thee Stallion. Girl, you is fake. You is paid allegedly by Jay-Z to go at war with Nicki Minaj. And you have been saying some bad things behind Nicki's back. And I think that's the reason why. I don't feel bad for Ice Spice because, girl, How can you go to your best friend and talk mad crazy things about Nicki Minaj when Nicki gave you a feature, an opportunity? Make it make sense. These rap girls, they have zero loyalty. But I'll be definitely discussing JT's situation with Nicki Minaj because, honey, that's for next time. And I'm gonna tear that info up. But let me know what y'all think, booze. Let me know what y'all think. Do y'all believe Cardi B deserves her karma? Do y'all believe all these rap girls, they were paid off by Jay-Z to attack Nicki's career? And do y'all believe that they deserve to be flopped? Let me see those comments, y'all. Share if you care, and see you guys some other time. And thank you so much for always sipping with us.